How's it going, everybody? Welcome to A Mistake. Do you guys remember in 2017 when Netflix decided to make a live-action adaptation of the popular anime Death Note? Of course you don't, because our brains are designed to block out trauma. I saw this movie when it first came out, and the only thing I remember about it is that it left me absolutely baffled. Death Note is an anime that's famous almost exclusively for its clever cat and mouse game between a high school student turned mass-murdering strategic genius and the world's greatest detective. In contrast, this movie's famous for being the stupidest film I've ever seen. I don't know, I genuinely don't remember what infuriated me so much when first watching this movie. Like, I seriously think I blocked it out. But I promise you, this is the most rage-inducing film to even the most casual Death Note fan. So since I hate myself, and let's be honest, you guys hate me too, I'm gonna reopen the wound that was 2017's Death Note. Hey Light, I think you missed a few questions there. This guy paid you $20 to only do half of his homework? Make sure my homework's done by 10, nerd. But leave me some questions, cause I kinda wanna get an education still. This intro sucks so hard. This intro is such a pretentious waste of time when it could be so cool. It's just a bunch of slow motion shots of a bunch of high school stuff going on, but it tells us nothing about Light, other than the fact that he's running the worst homework scam in high school history. Then you got Mia at the top of the pyramid like, ugh, whatever, high school blows. Ooh, she's so edgy. She's too cool for cheerleading. Hey Mia, you know what's cooler than bitching about being a cheerleader? Not being a cheerleader. I'm just saying, this intro thinks it's like way cooler than it actually is.
Would you just call me?
Hey, don't touch her!
Oh god, Light. Reel it in, dude. You got good intentions, but incredibly cringy execution. First he comes in and brings the energy of the situation from like a 6 to a 12. Then instead of just getting in the guy's face, he does his whole, "Take me! I'm the one you want!" You know, like he's hopping into his protagonist stance.
That would make you over 18, which means that if you were to beat me up, which I'm sure you could, it would technically be child abuse. So if you don't want to wind up on some kind of registry, I suggest you back the
Oh yeah, nothing more intimidating than reminding your opponent that you're legally a child.
Do you have any idea how much trouble you're in? I'm looking at homework here for at least 15 different students.
It'd be 7 if you actually finished any of them. Also, what did the principal loot his body like he was a Skyrim corpse? Imagine if the principal took the Death Note while Light was unconscious. Honestly, I'd be down for that deviation of the source material. Light gets knocked out within the first 5 minutes of the movie and this principal becomes the god of the new world.
All right, I get it. I'm in trouble. All I'm trying to say is, you have the chance to stop the type of people who make things hard for everybody. You gotta see the big picture here.
God, the dub for this is so bad. You know what? I don't usually do this like halfway through a reaction video, but like I gotta switch to the original subs.
ライト、君はお母さんをあんな形で亡くしてる。その事情を考慮して問題のある行動があったとしても多めに見てやろうとする人もいるだろう。
This is the best joke I've ever made. Why is this an actual improvement though?
Oh, hi, I'm awake. I was just like a tree or a plant or something.
Oh my god, he's so quirky. You see, the joke is that he woke up and he said, I was just a tree or plant or something because... well, because... It's like widely accepted that Ryuk's the only good part of this movie, right? Like perfect casting, perfect design. We agree on that? Good, moving on. Honestly, fair response. I've seen a lot of people complain about this scene and say that it makes Light look too wimpy, but Ryuk looks like Gene Simmons turned into the porcupine monster from The Witcher. Okay, this isn't an invalid reaction. Ryuk, you're here to gain Light's trust, not renovate this classroom. We get it, you're spooky. Why are you making this school janitor's life a living hell?
Good. Now, as long as we're playing, let's do it right.
Yo, I could never have a Death Note. Are you kidding me? I'm borderline illiterate, okay? Nobody would be getting killed. I'd be trying to kill my neighbor John and spend 30 minutes being like, where the fuck does the H go? like how Death has to come up with some sort of Rube Goldberg machine on the fly just to make every death seem plausible. Like, if this dude was just standing in a field somewhere and Light wrote decapitation, would Death have to be like, oh, okay, so I guess birds could be flying and they get into the engine of a plane and then that crashes, but why would a plane be flying over this field in Wisconsin at 3:48 p.m.? Come on, Death, you got 40 seconds to come up with something. Think!
How do you sleep at night knowing you just watched while a mob guy like Anthony Scoma walked away?
Hey, what you think I just watched?
If I was a cop and some guy ran over my wife, I'd be pretty pissed off.
Do you think your dad is a judge or something? He's a cop. What do you want him to do about it? Your dad's job begins and ends at arresting the guy. Whether or not he goes to prison is pretty much entirely out of his hands.
If his dad paid his way out of jail, he killed my mom, he nearly beat his girlfriend to death, and you just sit there saying the same bullshit about how people better just...
Son, is there a reason you're reciting our family's lore at me right now while I'm sitting here trying to enjoy my chicken pot pie?
Jesus, how many rules does it take? Don't trust Ryuk.
Yo, this is why you don't give somebody a used death note. Wait, you didn't even check it first, Ryuk? If I was gonna give somebody a death note, I'd at least check to make sure it didn't have anti-me propaganda written in it.
Hey, kid. It's pronounced Ryuk.
You know what? The more I see him, the worse he's starting to look. Ryuk looks like Derek Wembley if he was a pumpkin. That was also rotting.
Who wrote those warnings about you in the margins?
Oh, is that what we're gonna do with the note light? Rules and warnings?
Dog, there's 100 rules and you let one of them be don't trust Ryuk. You had to have at least expected this conversation.
You don't have to lie to me. Kenny was a sociopath, and just because he's dead does not make it a tragedy.
Okay, but it's still pretty wild his head was taken off by a ladder.
Death Note? What is it?
What is what?
Your book?
I can't tell you.
What, dude? You don't need to roll a 20 on charisma here to pass this check. Just say it's a book you're reading.
Okay.
Do you really want to know?
Sure.
Okay, then I'll tell you.
Oh, here we go. You're supposed to be like, smart, right? I haven't seen the anime in a while, but that is like your whole shtick, isn't it? The entire appeal of this character is supposed to be that he's incredibly clever and a master at concealing his identity. I just feel like a character like that should never be saying the words, do you really want to know? Okay then, I'll tell you.
You sound a little crazy, but I have a death god.
Oh, help me. Oh, no. Oh, stop it. What are we doing, guys? We're doing a meet cute over a Death Note right now? And this isn't a porn parody?
You of all people are going to want to see this.
Authorities received a 911 call.
Okay, we can work with that.
Do not use the Death Note to pick up chicks right now. Who thought this would be well received? The original Light took death seriously and understood the weight of the responsibility that came with the notebook. But here we got half of the Naked Brothers band being like, you want to see something rad?
We could change the world.
We? Like we as in us?
Why does this movie hurt? These two are so unbelievably unlikable. No, of course. Why would we want to see a master strategist go head to head with the world's greatest detective? I mean, I'd much rather see this love story between Mr. and Mrs. Don't Come to School Tomorrow.
I think we can do a lot more than just settle some random scores. How about this guy?
They're making out while they murder people. This is a porn parody that for some reason has had all of the porn removed from it.
Kira ist angeblich verantwortlich für dieses seltsame Attentat.
I hate how this is like their Netflix and chill. Hey babe, you want to come over later and purge the scum of the earth with me?
How long since you've slept?
21 hours.
And you're certain of your conclusions?
Yes.
Oh, Lakeith. What are you doing here? Lakeith's performance in this movie is so weird because it never feels like he's actually an awkward super genius. It just feels like they have him doing a Weird L impression, which is so weird because they just entirely changed Light and Mia. So why are you having him do this like half-assed impression of the anime character?
Would you mind singing a song for me?
Of course.
You're out of the woods, you're out of the dark, you're out.
Now, would you mind stopping? Because you are creeping me out.
Well, knowing you'd have this sort of calm and thoughtful response, I can't imagine why I didn't bring it up sooner.
What part of terrorists killing each other and criminals turning themselves in bothers you, Dad?
God, he's such a child. Like, you're shocked police are investigating Kira. You can't even comprehend why people would want to uncover what's going on here. You know what? Why don't you just show your dad the Death Note? It's not like you've been keeping it a secret. God, at least Anime Light knew not to act like a psychopath in public.
That is the exact reason why we can't kill people based on website rumors.
It's not like that. These are real people with real problems, and they've all been ignored.
Why is this a team project? How do you know they're not fake? You're on Reddit. People lie all the time. I told my Uber driver the other day that I was a lawyer just to feel something.
We know that he wants to kill me, but is unable.
What if you're wrong?
Then, James, I'd be dead.
Or maybe he doesn't want to kill you. I think you've forgotten the fact that Kira, so far, has only killed criminals, of which you are not. So in this, Elle goes on TV wearing this dumb little mask and goads Kira into killing him. Light and Mia don't do it, and so Elle deduces that for some reason they can't. Which again is insane because Elle is leaving out the assumption that they just don't care to kill him. But in the anime, Elle goads Light into killing a decoy, which helps him figure out that Light needs a name and a face in order to kill. He also lies to the public, telling them that it's a global broadcast, when in actuality it's only being shown in one city in Japan, thus narrowing down where Kira lives. Here, Elle goes on TV, asks Kira to kill him, he doesn't, thus proving absolutely nothing. If you cut out all the steps that make Elle clever, then he's just a lucky idiot.
I don't think so. He has a history of cracking big cases. Besides, I think you can tell when you're sitting across from a killer like Kira.
Right.
Oh, shut up!
Well, I guess probably gonna be a fight between those who want to hang him, and those who want to dissect and figure out how he did it.
But like, they'll probably just give him an award and call him the god of the new world, right? What kind of answer did you expect your cop father to give you? Do you disagree? Do you think you won't be put down for murdering over 400 people?
Do you think I'm some dog light? You can just snap your fingers and I'll come running?
Says the guy who appeared the second Light called him.
Let the note go. Look at the strife it's causing you and your little girlfriend. Let me find it a new home. We'll be free of each other.
Even Ryuk doesn't like Light. Why is Ryuk trying to get Light to give up the Death Note? Isn't this exactly what Ryuk wants? Somebody actively using it? Also, Light comes blasting into this house accusing Ryuk of killing all these detectives. Out of the 3 people who know the Death Note exists, why would Ryuk kill the detectives? What, you think he's afraid of being arrested? This man only you can see?
You could try. But I warn you, there are 4 letters in my name. Most anyone's ever gotten were 2.
So Ryuk doesn't like Light. Light just threatened Ryuk, and Ryuk just admitted that he is fully capable of killing Light. Why is Light still breathing? What does Ryuk want? This movie made Light stupid, Mia psychotic, Ryuk the antagonist, Elle irrelevant, and none of it works.
Sir.
Light Turner's Keto.
Why? Because he didn't kill Light's dad after he called out Kira. He didn't kill you either. Maybe your son's Kira. Maybe Kira's smarter than a bratty child that gets provoked by dares. He's not, but I still feel like we shouldn't rule out that theory.
I wonder if it was a difficult decision.
What was a difficult decision?
Sparing your father's life.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
Oh man, I wonder how Light's gonna use his wits and charisma to get himself out of this one.
Criminals such as yourself never make those deals. What they do is wait until they're caught, and then they beg.
I'm not begging, I am telling you that you don't understand.
Let me put this.
Why are you the worst criminal? Is it too late for the principal to get the Death Note? Light's like the worst candidate to use it.
Do you think that Keto would hear his excuses? Or do you think that he'd walk him off a bridge?
You think you're better than me, but you're just trying to kill Kira. No, Kira, kill Kira.
Is the fact that Light is shaking and screaming right now not proof that he's Kira? Just arrest him.
I was scared, okay?
You think I'm not scared?
I'm a fucking cheerleader, Light. Nothing I do has ever mattered until I met you.
What? Bitch, what does that have to do with being a cheerleader?
So if I burn Watari's page before October 12th at 7 p.m., then nothing bad happens.
Fake rule, dumb rule. In fact, in the manga, Rule 63 states, death will still take place even if that death note or the part of the death note in which it has been written is destroyed. For example, burned into ashes before the stated time of death. It's literally the opposite of this rule. Oh, but Danny, don't be such a nerd. So what if they change some of the rules? This is like such a dumb and lame rule change though. It literally takes all of the weight away from the act of writing a name in the death note.
Only one name can be removed from the death note by burning it. Get this one wrong, you won't get another chance.
That's even stupider!
Hello?
My name is Watari. This information is not known to me.
I'm sorry, what do you mean?
I took responsibility for L only after he left the St. Martin's orphanage.
Why is Watari huge? Watari? We're like, what are we doing making this guy hot? He looks like the final boss of a maximum security prison.
Was that with your wife? Or?
No. Frankly, she would have been caught within 10 miles of me at high school. I didn't get this cool till much later.
Nobody heard this guy break in? He just stomped his way over to the dinner table.
I'm really sorry about your friend. I'm sure he'll be fine.
You have crossed the line.
Hey Dad, can we get a little less police brutality on that chokehold there? Light's dad's about to twist Elle's head off for the crime of being a little upset.
How do you do it? How do you handle all this?
What do you mean?
I just choke anyone who raises their voice at me. And honestly, that's probably gonna be my go-to policing method for the next 3 years at least.
Hello.
Where are you? What's taking so long?
I'm on my way to St. Martin's.
Well, how much longer?
I hope to find it within the next few hours.
So Light's currently mind-controlling Watari, which in its own right is incredibly lame. But currently his plan is to have Watari give him L's name and then burn his page so Watari doesn't die. All the while calling Watari from his personal cell phone number and using his real voice. But don't worry, I'm sure he also wrote down that Watari will forget about caller ID for the rest of his life.
Why didn't you tell me that the page was missing?
But then what would you and me have to talk about? I told you I like her a lot, Light.
What is this relationship? What do you want, Ryuk? In the anime, Ryuk just pops in, gives Light the death note, and like is just along for the ride. Ryuk antagonizing Light in this only serves to make Light even more unlikable. Even the god of death doesn't want to haunt him.
You didn't read it.
What did you do?
Light Turner's heart stops beating at midnight.
What, you thought he would catch that? Light couldn't catch a baseball if it was glued to a countertop. Oh my god, Mia's stupid too. Hey Bozo, burn the page. She wrote your name on the page she didn't take. You win. Why is every person the stupidest person? Walk around, people! This is the third person he's knocked into on a completely empty street. You can't even walk without being stupid? Did you really have to parkour over that homeless man? I think this guy's got enough to worry about without you using him for your sick-ass jump. That guy wasn't even in your way! I was over here throwing down the hammer of justice on these people's dinners.
Don't move! Do not move! This man is Kita. I'm working with law enforcement in order to capture and eliminate.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how L is defeated in this movie. Just a big wood to the back of the head. I'm not joking. That's the L plotline wrapped up.
It was only if you took the book, and I thought I could convince you not to take it.
Are you kidding me?
You put my name in the book, I got mad at him. You said you loved me, I thought you wouldn't take the book.
Simply not how the Death Note works. You can't just write somebody's name in it and be like, this person will only die if they bump into me in the hallway tomorrow. Also, get ready, because this is just the first part of what makes this ending the stupidest ending I've ever seen. Here we go. Get your heart meds ready, everybody. I know I'm sure gonna need them.
How? Do you really want to know?
You can't... Damn Does he? Does he find a male suspect and revive him, managing to save his life? What do you think this is, a life note? You can't bring people back to life with it.
She pulls the page with my name on it from the note, and it is ultimately consumed by fire.
Guys, I can't. I'm gonna start standing. What? Where do I begin? Why is this just like dictating all of reality right now? How'd you kill the page, Light? How'd you get it to fall in the fire? What'd you do? Did you write the page's name in the book? You kept its face in your mind? Is that how you got it to burn? Light goes, the page is consumed by fire. Why would the Death Note do that? So can I be like Andrew Garfield dies of a heart attack, but 13 seconds before his death, I'm given a brand new Lamborghini. It doesn't warp all of reality to fit what you wrote. It's not a fucking Goosebumps notebook. Even if you're not an anime fan, even if you don't care or haven't seen the Death Note anime, this is the dumbest ending ever. This is the laziest ending ever. Because the Death Note just dictates whatever reality does. You no longer have to be clever. You no longer have to try. Oh my god, I feel my heart constricting. I feel my brain begging for sustenance. But thankfully, that is the end of our look at 2017's Netflix live adaptation of Death Note. A lot of people like to use this movie as an example of why live-action anime can never work, and I can't blame them. Though I disagree with them, I cannot blame them. It sucks because Death Note is the perfect anime to adapt into a live-action medium. It's just a crime thriller. I would never ask anybody to make a Naruto live-action movie, but Death Note, serves it up to you on a silver platter. The problem isn't the fact that anime can't be properly adapted into live-action. It's the fact that they give the scripts to absolute brain-dead individuals. You think Tarantino or David Fincher couldn't make an absolute banging Death Note show? It's not that the Death Note property can't work in live action, it's just that this is the most unfit group of individuals to have worked on it. You're telling me in this whole movie, we didn't get a single bit where Light's writing in the note and doing like a one of these? God, I genuinely, going into this, didn't think I would get so upset again. But I am, because it's upsetting. This is the most arrogant and clueless movie I have ever seen. It's just insane to me that they thought it would be better to turn this into a love story between two psychopathic children, rather than giving us the intellectual cat and mouse game that the anime is known for. I can't believe Light, L, and Ryuk all take back seats to Mia and Light's dad. Oh god. Oh my god. Anyway, I guess there's no point damaging my vocal cords any further. If you guys like this video, please consider leaving a like and comment. It really helps out the algorithm a ton. And let me know in the comments what other movies or shows you'd like to see me react to in the future. On top of that, if you like my content and you want to see me talk about video games in an analytical kind of sense, make sure you check out my second channel, Honestly Brutal, where I talk about video games and movies and comedy analysis videos that aren't reactions, but still pretty funny in my opinion. Link to that will be in the description below, and I will see you guys next time.